secret lives that no one knows I'm here. It's kind of cool. I get to talk to everyone and not worry about anything. Eventually, people will show up. Oh, I see a person. Or maybe that's me on my YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it's not. How many people will get notifications? I don't know what just happened. Oh, I just got a notification on my phone because I'm subscribed to myself from my other channel. So we'll see what happens now. I told no one. I'm just going to sit here until somebody shows up. What's everybody been doing? That's just still me. I think it's just me. That's it. Just me. Oh, now there's 6 people. I like doing these little things where I just go live and see what happens. See if people show up. Oh, look, there's Lindsay and Tracy. You know, I don't think anybody knows. Like, none. I didn't tell no one. I was in Discord and then I left. And oh, there's Rain Baby. And I was like, I'm going to go live. I got a second wind because I was exhausted when I came home from work. And I was laying there and I was tired. I'm still pretty tired, but I got a second wind. So I was like, maybe I'll go live for an hour because I should go to bed like before midnight. But everybody's so busy in Discord, they have no idea. I left them all there. The Discord is crazy. There's game channels. I uploaded a ton of emojis that I found where like it'll say it's pretty hard, it's pretty raunchy, but it's funny as hell. And then I tried to do a duck hunt bot today and it was too complicated for me to even try to do it. So I'm gonna have to set that up again later. We may have a karaoke bot. I don't got plenty of time. It's really easy to like put things in there. Setting it up though. Like when I come from work, that's like when I get the chance to do it. Or in the morning before I get ready. Jill motherfucking Jax. Wait, were you not in the Discord, Jill? I didn't think I heard you, but I just added a ton more emojis from this morning, so now there's even more stuff. I don't think they know that I'm live. I told no one. I just went live. I like doing that sometimes. It's really hot outside. It's sticky for Nevada. I see your eyeballs, Jill. So yeah. Hey, thank you, love. Hearts do. Hey, Bree. Well, I mean, I'm on the West Coast, girl. That's why I go live so late. Your mind has changed. All I had to do is, I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to go live long. I'm just like, maybe an hour. I say that, and then next thing you know, it's 16 hours later, and you're like, what the fuck? Where did my night go? I don't know. You know I'm awesome because it says so right there under me. Right there. It says Paige is awesome. Do the Discord bitches know yet? Yay, Rain Baby. I'm glad it worked. Maybe they're on strike. I don't even think Allie knows. I was messaging her. I didn't even tell her. It's like, I was eating kettle corn. I'm like, I'll just go live. You just told them. They're probably like, what? I watched on my phone. It notified me, I think, a minute in. And then like 6 people showed up right away. I was like, look at that. I know, I'm sneaky. I got a second wind, kind of. It was really quiet here for about 15 minutes. And now all of a sudden, I think they're doing the tour helicopters. I don't know, maybe they stopped because of the weather. It was really windy. They don't usually fly when it's windy. It's still pretty windy. Hi, Lissa. I was telling people about our emojis and how I left you guys in Discord. I wish we could use them here. I need more members, though, to add more emojis. So as soon as we get more members, the more emojis I can add. Oh, well, look at that, Heart Stew. I know if I don't put the bell on for all notifications, I won't get notifications. You like have to hit the bell for all of them. Like it's got to be very specific. See, yes, Jinx. Exactly. Every time I'm like in Messenger, I want to use one of them, and I'm like, damn it. They'd be so much more appropriate over here. And then the more people we get in Discord, the more members we get in YouTube, we'll then also put more members in Discord that will interact. We've got a few new members, but they don't ever come in. Guess they're not used to it. It's so much fun. I swear to God, at almost any time of the day, you can go in and somebody's in voice chat. Now, granted, if you go in at like 1 or 2 in the morning, they may be sleeping, but they're still in voice chat. Email page of your member. That sounds dirty. They can message me also on Facebook. But I think she meant email page if you're a member. I don't want pictures of your member. Please don't do that. Tina was not sleeping, so she better not be in there alone. Somebody better go. Well, she always comes over here. She's got like 80 devices. That's true, Tracy. It will do that. So like what YouTube does is because they want to make sure members are like really interested, they'll unsubscribe people. They will change the notifications because they want to see how much people are paying attention if they're real subscribers. It's kind of tricky. I really should get on my computer, but I'm too Did I just get I think I just kicked myself out. But can you still hear me? I should put the link in the chat. Let me see. Copy link. Put it in the chat. Where's the chat? Post comment. There we go. Right. Oh, I know. That is true. Tina's been asleep in there. Sometimes she'll leave, like, because she'll be in Discord on her, like, her computer. And she'll go and drive and do errands and then come back. And we're like, where you been? She's like, oh, I was running errands. We're like, you've been in voice chat, though, the whole time. I fell asleep a couple times in voice chat. I feel like I'm like a 14-year-old girl on three-way or party line calling. And you wake up to like the phone like half on your face and drooling and like people on the other end are snoring. Soleil, what do you want now? Uh-oh. Oops. Soleil, what are you doing? Nothing's happening. Get in the fucking car, Tina. Hey, Soleil, what is your problem? It's like as soon as I get on YouTube. What do you want? You have food right there. Go eat your food. Now, relax. There's no lightning. You guys are acting crazy. Go lay down. No, you're fine. There's no lightning. There's no thunder. You're imagining it. No, don't you dare get behind the chair and start pulling out all the cords. Oh, damn, Mo Biden got left. Well, I left you guys a long time ago, so. I got a wind, a second wind. I was like, let's go. But, I mean, what are we going to talk about? Like, what? No. There's no lightning. Gosh, you know what? I don't know what they're freaking out about. I'm going to turn on every fucking light so they can't see it. Ooh. All right, now you should be able to see any of the lightnings. So chill out. Oh. Hey, quit knocking. You just knocked my water bottle off. And then you stepped on it. Damn dog. I know. It's like, so it's been raining every night, which is weird, but there's been like lightning and thunder, or one or the other. Like you'll see the lightning and you won't hear the thunder, or you'll hear the thunder and not see the lightning. It's been very weird. It does sound like having children. That's what I feel like. What's Heather doing in there? Did she fall asleep? I see Heather's all by herself. I just told her I was live. You've woken up on StreamYard? Georgia, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you fell asleep, Mo? Well, what the hell? Heather must have fell asleep. Where'd Ella go? Hold on. Let's see. I need to get in here and do some stuff. All right. Now we got the link pinned. I think my friend just messaged me about her wedding, which I am going to.
I realized that we had not chatted recently, so I just thought I'd check in and see how We're Rad is doing.
Huh. Our chat is called We're Rad, so that's what she asked. I was like, man, I haven't told anybody yet that I might be moving to Boston, or not Boston specifically, but Massachusetts specifically. We'll see.
We will see. Hopefully, I know this week. She didn't make all those memes today, though, Rain Baby. She made those memes like over a period of time. So I don't really care. It's not that I don't care. I do care that Sophie Long could possibly be missing or is missing. Don't know for sure. Well, Cindy, I've already done it twice before. I was a kid when I moved from Florida to Vegas, but I moved back to Florida in 2002. There were no jobs. I came back to Vegas. Then I moved back in 2005. And then I was there for until 2018. And then I drove back to Vegas. Ella was winding down for bed. Okay. That's good. But the whole Sophie Long situation, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I don't want to say, oh, it's for my job, Cappy. My job, they may need me to go to a different location, and I interviewed already I did my third interview today. And it's an internal transfer. Yes, I'll make sure I do my address change for all the doxers. Definitely, Georgia. Got it. You think Will is right, Cindy? I didn't. Okay, so I don't know because I didn't watch anybody because part of me is really, really annoyed with the entire situation because I feel like once it gets quiet, there's some fuckery that goes on. But the whole story in general to me doesn't make sense because it started out one way, then it ended into a different way, and I just don't know. I mean, if somebody watched it, they can certainly come up here and explain it. I have no idea. But yeah, so we all heard, that that as of Wednesday last week, which will be a week to tomorrow, Sophie Long and Michael Long were missing with potentially John Long and Alyssa. And then Jeannie somehow got thrown in there. I have my stupid Discord shut down. Why is it still making a noise? So, oh, here comes rain, baby. Hello.
Hello. I'll let you finish and then I'll tell you what Will said. Well,
Yes.
not everything Will said, but
Yeah,
the
please
gist
let's
of
not do a whole recap. That'd take forever.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll make sure to. George is like, make sure you include your boss's name too. I will. So, um, for like a week, right? Everybody's like, oh, she's missing. They're gone. Blah blah blah. But then there was no police involvement. Okay, but they said it was because he missed a court order to return her. Now, they kept saying to call the police. So that's what threw me off because I was like, that doesn't I don't believe it because it doesn't make any sense. But of course, now that I don't think the police even were worried about it because it was up to the courts, right? So if you miss a court order and you have custody or you have a custody arrangement or agreement or whatever for visitation, it doesn't matter. If one party misses the handoff or the return or whatever, it's up to the judge to then determine if it is kidnapping or interference in child custody, which is what it's called in Texas. And then at that point, they can issue a warrant, or they can require you to come to court. And if you miss the court, they can issue a warrant. Like there's a whole bunch of different things they can do. So we know, or we think we know, that there's proof. There's proof that a report was made because there was a call, right, Lissa? Like a recorded call. So we know.
Yes.
Oh, you were making memes, Heather? I thought you just fell asleep. So there was a recorded call that said that there was, I mean, I know you guys have heard this already, so like I'm just kind of working through it in my head because I haven't watched anyone's lives about it except for when Cappy and Queen were live for, the other day, and I will watch for, I think, 2 hours before I had to go to bed. So I really don't, I'm not paying attention to all the group crap. I'm not, because I just feel like it's just a lot of noise that can like distort the truth. And so there was a call, and then the post from the police. That's right. So there's a call that said there was a report made. Then there was a post from the police saying that they've been getting calls regarding a post, which was 10 to Life's post about them missing, and that the Guadalupe sheriff's was the one that was handling it. But no one, oh no, I didn't tell anyone I was going live, Heather. It was a sneak attack. I was eating my kettle corn, and I'm like, I feel a little bit more energetic. I'll just jump on real quick. I do. I hate you, Heather. I hate all of you. So, especially Heather, yeah. So all this stuff just made no sense in my head. I'm like, why would all this be happening? So like I said, as of Friday, when we heard about it, they'd been missing 2 days. Supposedly no cops were to not be called, but if we see them, to call them, which made no sense. That the cops would not talk to us about it. Well, that's probably because there was no custody. There was no report made or whatever. But then, of course, somebody calls and makes a report, right? We hear about that. That happens Monday. All weekend, it's speculation. I posted something on Crime Stalker that was talking about how what I just said, if he missed a custody exchange and the other party wants the child and they can't do anything. They can't do anything until they get a court ordered to either make it a warrant, to order a court appearance, whatever the case may be. There's nothing they can do. Cops can't go get them, nothing. Yes, the post from the police did say, we pray for Sophie's return home safely, which seems weird, right? Not that we'll do everything we can to get her home safely, but because if she's missing, regardless of the police department that they call, if they're anywhere in Texas, any police department has to engage, right? And get them. If there is an actual warrant or missing persons report that is being investigated. So the whole thing makes no sense. But I don't think that they went back to court. I don't think a judge ordered anything. There is, if they did, it would be out of Collin County. There is no warrant for Michael Long's arrest out of Collin County. If there is one in Guadalupe County, I don't know how that works, because I would think that it has to be out of the county that the court was at. Usually they do that. They don't go to a different county to order a warrant, unless there's some weird circumstances. I don't know. I don't want to pretend I know the whole thing. But so there's no proof that they're actually missing, which not saying they're not, except for that people are saying that they are. And Michael Long hasn't come forward and said they're not missing. He's been pretty quiet. So we don't really know anything. We can assume that since everybody's throwing their fits and crazy and acting nuts, that it's very possible he is not coming forward with Sophie. But that doesn't mean he kidnapped her. That didn't mean anything bad happened. I know that there's been reports of him saying that if he can't have her, no one can, or something crazy like that. There's speculation that it's in Mexico. There's speculation that the psych exam apparently was, proven that he's unfit, and that therefore, she's in danger. But if that was the case, then I would hope that the judge would issue an emergency something. If they're not going to, then what are we all doing? Like, what do you think? Well, I don't get me coming, 28 people here because nobody knew I was going live. Plus, nobody knows about this channel. So it is what it is. But when all the others go live and they have all these people, what are these people doing other than speculating what's happening? I mean, on the off chance somebody does see him, that would be great. But has anybody gone to the house? Like, I've yet to hear that. Has anybody done a welfare check on the house? I don't think there's a warrant either, Alyssa. It doesn't make sense. If there was a warrant, it would be somewhere. There would be an investigation out. There would be a bolo. They would be putting it on the news. Something. Maybe he's at Chrissy's. Mo Biden, you're killing me. He might be at Chrissy's. That might be a possibility. Hey, Turtle. So yeah, there's like a lot of speculation that everybody's doing, and like some of the things that people are saying are just ridiculous. Like, it just, all you got to do is use your brain. Yes, there could be an Amber Alert if there was a warrant and she was reported as being kidnapped, and that's been like corroborated and proven. There's not going to be an Amber Alert unless they think that she's in severe possible harm.
So
That's pretty much
you won't believe it. You're not going to believe it. But everything that you just said is pretty much what Will said.
I mean, I'm not saying he's an idiot. I never said he was an idiot. I just think he got wrapped up on wanting to believe Sophie, and then he got played. He did not play along. Don't let him lie to you.
No, he didn't play along. He got played for sure. But yeah, so you got people, the unmentionable people that I'm not going to say her name over the pond, literally saying that there's proof, but not showing it, of course. Now, let me ask you a question. If she's claiming that there's literally a missing child and she has proof of it, where did she get it? Because number one, the case has been sealed for months, right?
Yes.
The records have been sealed. And if there was actual proof, why would they not be letting everybody know about that and posting her picture, and instead of blocking it out like Katie Joy did? Like all these things that,
they blocked her photo out?
Yeah, Katie. When
what's
Katie
the
Joy
point of
went
that?
live,
If you're trying to tell everybody, hey, we need to find this girl, why wouldn't everybody know what she looks like?
Exactly. There was a picture on there, but she blocked it, and it was an old picture.
I mean, it was last year. Yeah, I mean, she is, turning 11 in September. She could have changed quite a bit in a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. So yeah, like as usual, nothing that Over the Pond says is factual, but I really believe that she just went live because Will did, and she
didn't Will go live and then she go live and then Will went live again? Or is that wrong? Okay.
Yeah, that is true. No, that is true. You're right. That is true.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll happen today or not. I don't think Will went live twice today.
I don't know. I feel like he went live twice today because I feel like somebody said that, but I could be wrong. Here comes.
I don't know. Happy. I only know about once. Oh, did they play tag all day, Alyssa? I didn't know about that. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I was working, so I don't know. Hey, Cappy.
Hey, Paige. Hey, Chloe.
Hey. How you doing?
How you guys doing?
I mean, we're hanging out.
I got stuff to say. Hold on one second. Oh. Yeah, hold on one second. I'll be back.
She's teasing with us. She's teasing us with her presence. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's obvious. Like, if any child is missing, you would think that there would be information out there. Now,
Right.
because especially with the amount of noise that is being made by the public.
Absolutely.
So when that happens, let's just say, God forbid, it's something crazy, like, they're all in a sex trafficking network and they're trying to do something crazy. I mean, you would have to like do something to show that you're doing something, right? Because like then that's going to even look more fishy. So
Right.
I
And-
just feel like there's, well,
And
it's
they're-
critical thinking, but yes, cognitive reasoning is a big thing. Like, it is a big thing.
Well, and
Now,
they're
if
going
something
off
does
of
happen to
based
her-
off- Oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go. I'm sorry.
Well, and from what I've heard, they're all basing it off of his psych eval. And they're saying, well, I don't want to say they. Someone is saying that the judge determined that he was not a fit parent based on the psych eval, and she wasn't safe with him. Well, if that happened on Wednesday, it's a week later. Why? I mean, that's just not.
Okay, well,
First
so
of
here's
all-
the deal. If they're going to do a psych eval, whenever the psych eval happened, the
Mhm.
psychiatrist has to write his report, send it in. It has to be reviewed. There's a process.
Yeah.
Now, also, if I don't think it just happened if there was a psych eval. Plus, how would anybody else get it? Because it would have to be entered into the court. Now, this is where it gets sticky. Was the psych eval done for the Sophie Long case or for the divorce and custody of Courtney and Phoenix?
That I don't know. They're saying that it's being used for the Sophie Long case. But here's
Well,
the thing.
I'm saying
I
that,
know-
but did it get done in Guadalupe for that case, or did it get done for the Collin County case? That's important information because Collin County has everything locked
Yeah.
down, but Guadalupe may not.
Well, and that's
Yeah,
the
'cause-
thing. We don't know. Like, we don't know. Everybody's
Yeah,
just
we don't.
speculating all this crap everywhere. And I can tell you this. It is not an easy task to determine a parent unfit. There's a whole lot of moving parts. And you can't just base it off of a psych eval unless they, say he's dangerous. And if that
Right.
would have happened, she would have been removed that day.
Right.
And
I feel like.
also, he doesn't have any violent crimes on his criminal record. So that
Nope.
also is a big deal, too.
Right. And if they, again, you're right. If it was that urgent, they would have done they would have done an injunction. It would have been an immediate, like, wake up the judge or whatever you have to do to get something signed.
Yep.
Unless somebody didn't do their job, which is possible. But as far as what we actually know, you cannot have on one hand say that they missed a court-ordered handoff, and then on the other hand, file a report with the police as a missing persons on your own. It doesn't work that way unless the judge is like, guess what, guys, just do whatever you want. I mean, I just can't see it happening. Also, if it was filed, then where's all like the outrage from like the news, the local news, the police? Like, where are the information? They may be on the lookout to see, because he hasn't returned the kid, but they're not actively looking for a kid or him. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like one of those things like, hey, if you see them, they missed their court thing, but that's probably what they did is filed a complaint, not an actual criminal report. So
they filed for contempt. I mean, that's what they would have to do.
Whoever went to the police.
Oh, yeah, that could have been tons of people reporting it. You know what I mean?
Right, and
telling
it
her.
could have been Kelly because Kelly's not going to drive all the way to Guadalupe County to make a report.
Right. Well, I don't know. I would.
I
It was my
mean,
kid. And it
yeah,
was,
if it was my kid, I
it was
would.
necessary.
But I mean, she could definitely, if she lives in one county and they would have helped, Collin County would have worked with her, the police, in order to
Right.
get They wouldn't. Like, it's like if your kid gets kidnapped and they're in visitation and they're 2 counties away, you don't drive to the county. You know how much time you're losing? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense that would be the case.
Right. And you know what else? Like, I was thinking about, okay, are we just going on Courtney's word? Like, is Courtney getting like Lisa and Kelly and everybody else like pumped up and worried, or you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to determine where it's coming from because they're, you know, the one person we're not
Exactly.
naming is naming Kelly in these chats where she, okay, and if it was true that Kelly is saying this, she shouldn't be naming her because then she's dining her off for breaking
Yeah.
an order. And
Well, would the order be, the gag order would be different if he ended up, like, if he
right,
kidnapped her, it
you're
would be
right.
something completely different. If my child was kidnapped or taken or whatever, I guarantee you I would be public. Even criminals
Yeah,
who fake
Yep.
their kids missing and they kill them go on the news. So, like, that's
yeah,
what's even weirder to me. Like, a
Yeah,
gag
there would
order,
be
come
nothing
on.
stopping me if I
The
really,
gag order
truly
only
thought.
applies to the custody case and the actual charges of potential SA and all that. Has nothing and exploiting the child. If the kid
Mhm.
was taken and there was seriously a warrant and they were seriously after him, I'm pretty sure she would be out there talking about it.
Yeah.
I
And do
think
you
so
think that
too.
the first person she would go to would be Callie and KJ? I mean,
No, that's what Casey went.
No.
devastating all this time, and those would be the people that she talks to? I don't think so.
No, I think she would go, like, no, she would go to the local news.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my gosh, like
'Cause I'm
ludicrous
not
to me.
buying that she has direct contact with the tea creator or the crystal ball creator. Like, I just
There you go, the tea creator.
not buying it.
She's never, but no, they've never had direct contact. Like, that's, like, every creator that has said that they have had direct contact with Kelly has lied.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, okay, the closest to it was CK and Kelly's
That was
best
Lisa.
friend. Yeah, like, okay, I guess
But
that there were
Lisa,
maybe like
but
one
Lisa
or two
wasn't
emails
Kelly's
in the
best
beginning.
friend. Lisa
Or
was her sister's friend.
yeah, that's right. Okay, sister's friend, whatever. Her source to us, I guess, like the information that filters down to us. So I guess there was like maybe my understanding was that there was a couple emails like more in the beginning, but she always led on to make people think that it was way much more often than it really was. That's my understanding.
Yeah,
At
I don't
least.
believe it. I don't believe it at all.
I
Because
wanted to talk about the money in Mexico.
everything that was reported okay, here's exactly why I don't believe it. When they were in court in December and they ended up doing the mediation through the amicus and the guardian ad litem, that was supposed to be like a preliminary situation, right? Just to kind of figure out what the next steps were, because they knew that they were going to have to, I don't even think it was December. It was I think it was October, November. It was like an emergency thing because they were going to go to court in December, but they kept pushing it because of COVID. Then they come back out. There's this big statement. Everybody's talking about the statement. All three of them had the exact same statement because it was issued by the attorney. So they all
October.
said, yeah, it was October. Okay. So everybody's talking about this. Now, when I was in the Long Hoax group, when Kay was in there, she kept saying they were at trial. And I kept saying, this is not a trial. They have not done a evidentiary hearing. They have not gathered any, this is not a trial. She kept saying, I talked to Kelly. That's what Kelly called it. Are you calling Kelly a liar? I'm like, that's really weird that Kelly would call it a trial considering she's in there and it's not a trial. If anything, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do next steps because it was emergency TPOs and all this shit. You know, they were trying to like take the kid from each other. It was just all this madness. And then they come out with this whole mediation of what they're going to try to do. But then Sophie, as far as I understood, has never gone to try to do reunification with Kelly. So again, all these people that talk to her, they don't have it's the same information that every one of them have. Kelly is not talking to KJ, CK, 10 to Life, Dad Bod, Will, Callie. She's not talking to all of them, but yet they all have the same information. Exactly. I remember
Right.
listening to them all read it, and it was verbatim, each one of them. The same. And they all acted like it was their own privileged information. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I just watched this 2 other fucking times.
That shit was funny, dude. Well, I mean, wait. Let's be totally honest here. 10 to Life had a whole other twist on it and even added some extra court mandates, with my favorite one being, that Jake was indefinitely ordered to stay away from the children.
It's impossible because it wasn't a trial.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, okay, like so early in the case,
temporary mediation so that they could work. Yeah, so they could work to see if they needed to continue to go to court. That's why they pushed it off till the middle of June or July, whatever. When they did this before, because they did this before. They did this before in 2017 when he was going to get custody, saying everybody was getting essayed, kids were touching themselves, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, they went through mediation, and then nothing ever happened because it became to the point where she moved and all this changed, and then he waited, and then he waited, and then it became an issue again. So it seems like right around April, May is when it starts getting loopy again, and then it goes into the next year and it gets quiet again. I don't know. That's what it looks like in the pattern of court documents. I don't really understand what's going on. I know that Casey is riling everybody up. I don't know why she's riling everybody up.
I mean, I think it's like,
and why
kind
is
of
she
revenge on Michael?
It's not her child.
Yeah,
like not saying she didn't care about the child, but it seems like she's still acting as this child's mother.
Well, see, I think that there's something to that too, in the way of like, people are already kind of turning a blind eye to all the things that she contributed to, like, over this last year, like all the things that she said and did and all the lies told. And now she can come in looking like a hero and people are going to be more forgiving. I think that might be the way she sees it.
I mean, it's possible. I will say this, that, like my dad was pretty freaking crazy, and my mom, not saying that they wasn't at any level, but I do understand when you're like with somebody who's manipulative and abusive, you kind of lose who you are, and you have a child with that person, and sometimes you just do things you shouldn't do. Not saying that forgives her, excuses her, but it does, it does lean to like why she may be slightly different. However, she does need to own up to all that stuff. Like she's still an adult. She still needs to like own up to the fact that she did all this stuff. If she thinks this is going to make her look like a hero, maybe. But if the people are turning a blind eye, then those are the people that also switch their mind every 5 seconds about who's the villain, because they're not thinking.
Right. And it's like, I don't know. It seemed to, Courtney's stance on this whole thing seemed to like change really fast. Because I remember when Will and Annie were calling out Michael's bad behavior, and they were like reading texts from Courtney, and Courtney's sister jumped up on the panel and all that stuff happened. She was like, I still want what's best for Sophie, but didn't say necessarily that she felt like that had happened to her. And
did you know that Jeannie and Michael, in the marriage of Eva Jean Long and Michael Aaron Long, who's Michael Aaron Long? It's just weird, right? Gene Long and Michael Aaron. It just like, I was like, wait, is that the same people? But no, it just was weird. I was like, wait a minute, Jeannie Long. I thought maybe his parents got divorced. Don't mind me. I'm trying to find out if I can find anything about them in Guadalupe.
Okay. I wanted to bring up the money being socked away and him fleeing the country for a second. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did a video like 5 months ago after he was called out, right? And Annie had all the quote unquote receipts that Courtney provided for the GoFundMe money. Okay. The GoFundMe was, it stopped at this time when I made the video, it was at $211,641. She only showed, like, the accounted for receipts that she showed it came to a total of $159,482.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 52,159 unaccounted for.
Okay.
Now let's take into consideration.
Because I just said that.
Let me ask you a question. The money that is accounted for, that's all it was spent on the attorneys, correct?
Attorneys and one of the site, like his psych eval was like $3,000 and.
Okay, so but I mean courts related stuff, right?
Right.
Okay,
right.
then you got another $50-something thousand that's not accounted for. Well,
right,
they're not working. They had 5 kids. I mean,
exactly.
That's probably
the thing. And you got to consider other allegations that have been thrown out there about certain habits, gambling, and substance. Oh my gosh! Like, okay, because they got money from PayPal and Venmo, and they sold merch too.
So there's probably other money out there, but I just don't think, from what I remember from the court,
they saved anything.
I thought that Sophie's passport was with Kelly.
I don't know about that.
Because I believe that, I don't know if she even has one, but I believe it said that all passports will have to remain with the mom until the final. So,
but yeah, I don't feel like that's enough to sock away.
Expenses. Ali said there did have personal expenses on it too. I don't know. And then GoFundMe are all donations. If you donate, you shouldn't expect to know where everything went. It's why it's called a donation. I agree, Ang. I mean, like, I feel that way too. But if it's fraud, then I understand why people would want to know.
Well, that's not even my point of bringing it up. My point of bringing it up is that they're talking about him socking away money and fleeing the country. Well, like, looking at those receipts and considering, like, okay, the Venmo and the PayPal and the merch that's not accounted for could possibly be a couple $1,000s. So, all right, you're going to go to Mexico with, like, let's round up to $55,000. That's not going to work out for you. Like, I don't think that they saved that. I think that money got spread around.
No, there's definitely not.
Like you said, they got personal expenses and then probably gave money to his parents because, you know, they've been living off them for a long time or for some time. I don't know how long. But anyway, like, I just feel like them for a long time. Because if you're going to go to Mexico and live there, you're going to need to be rich. You're going to need to be paying people for a while. Or else they will eventually, like, look at what Dog the Bounty Hunter and Andrew Lester. He was a Max Factor heir. He was a billionaire. And law enforcement gave him up. They backed out and kind of screwed over Dog the Bounty Hunter in the end, but it's not as easy as everybody thinks to hide in Mexico.
Saying that you can go to Mexico with just a birth certificate, it used to be you didn't need anything except your ID. Then they changed it to a passport, but I guess she's saying now it's a birth certificate. But my understanding is, again, the Kelly Long was retaining all that documentation, especially since he wasn't even going to put them in regular school. So, but fake passports are easy to come by. Yeah, if you want to spend a lot of money. So what would he spend? $20,000 each on a passport and then have nothing left?
I mean, depending on the quality of the passport, I guess, but
You can you can go in now without any, really, because you mean like driving, or do you mean like
Walk
flying?
over.
I mean, I remember when that used to be, but then they changed it to passport.
I was actually trying to look into that, to see if I could walk over and go shopping.
Yeah, because you
But
live like not very far from it.
2 hours away.
Yeah.
LA is only 2 hours, so I like, I've done that. I used to do that. I used to go down there, go shopping. It was really fun, and um, I don't know. Like I've been researching just doing a walkover trip and bringing my kids, and I don't know. I'm still not sure if I want to do it yet, but it says that like from what I gathered, it was like, yeah, you're supposed to have a passport or some documentation to walk over, but it's not always enforced. It's not always asked of you. It's kind of like inconsistent, was what I gathered from the San Ysidro, Tijuana border area. But
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I'm looking at travelstate.gov. It says the Mexican government may not let U.S. citizens who are driving or walking to Mexico enter the country at the land border crossings if they do not have a U.S. passport, or it says may not. It doesn't say that it will.
Right.
May not let learn about entry exits. So yeah, I mean, let's see. But I guess it depends on where you're going.
Well, it's just not that easy to take up residency there if you're ducking and dodging the U.S. government. It's not that easy.
And you're
It's
only
not just
allowed
like,
to have $10,000 for currency for entry. If you're visiting more than 180 days, you need a visa. Here, let me look at this. It says a valid passport is required to enter Mexico by air, and those attempting to enter at an airport with U.S. passport only may be denied admission. If you enter Mexico by land and plan to travel beyond the immediate border area, approximately 12 miles into Mexico, you must stop at a National Migration Institute office to obtain an entry permit, even if not explicitly directed to do so by Mexican officials. Mexican immigration authorities could ask you to present both your passport and an entry permit at any point and may detain you while they review your immigration status. Immigration checkpoints are common in the interior of Mexico, including popular tourist areas as far from the border. It says, please note that Northern Sonora has a hassle-free zone that allows for travel without entry permit or car registration within the zone. More details on the programs are available through Ben Hercito. So I guess the Sonora area is different, but they're saying that you should always have your passport.
I mean, it's
we just learned that Lissa is breaking the law.
But like, I don't know, because people were bringing up, the whole his QAnon connections and all the like people that might help him stay underground, and I don't know. I mean, I guess anything's possible. I just think that like sticking to the basics of, okay, there's been a report made, but don't call the police, and there's no warrant for an arrest, but they missed. That's not right. That doesn't make sense. Like,
yeah, I didn't donate anything, Ang, so I'm not worried about it.
Maybe
I would never take my birth certificate over to Mexico. I don't know why. I just feel like that's dangerous.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
That's just me. But I did find the Courtney and Michael Long civil stuff. So it looks like original petition was on the 22nd of February. Affidavit of indigency was on the 22nd. Citation served, returned. This is Courtney Chalmers. I don't know. I'm assuming Yeah, she's the plaintiff. So then, original answer, court petition request. So citation was unserved to Michael Long, so he avoided that on March 12th. Then there was amended petition on the 17th, order setting hearing on the 17th of March. Then on 4/5, just says document. Appearance of counsel, motion for temporary orders, hearing of temporary orders. That's what it was when they ended up doing the mediation. It was a hearing of temporary orders, or hearing of motions, I think. But then there was a motion, then there was notice of setting. Then they canceled another hearing of temporary orders on 4/20. Then they agreed to a motion on May 14th. Rule 11 agreement, hearing temporary orders, Rule 11 agreement, and then notice of setting, hearing protective order on 6/3, and then ironically on 6/7, Courtney put in a temporary restraining order. And that was the day Sophie and Michael Long went missing.
Oh, really?
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 I want to say one more time for people in the chat mentioning the GoFundMe and, people donating and it being a fraud. That's not even why it was brought up. I brought it up just to kind of like help people get an idea of how much money he might have in terms of leaving the country. Not like, we're not trying to complain about the GoFundMe. I'm just trying to get an idea, because people were talking about him socking away money to leave and to flee with Sophie. That's the only reason why I brought it up. I'm not trying to complain. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? So it's all good.
So yeah, I find that weird, right? Don't you find that weird? It was the
Which
same
thing?
day that there was a temporary restraining order done on the same day?
Yeah, that's kind of like a game changer in my head. Like, what happened? Why? Okay, you know what I mean?
We'd have to request documents, but yeah, we'd have to request a file. But that basically was weird.
Yeah, that is really weird.
And I just saved it, so if anybody wants it, let me know. It's just, or you can look it up. It's the Guadalupe County Records Inquiry.
Okay.
But yeah, I just, So I'm going to go to the criminal case records, just in case. Okay. We're going to see if there's anything for Michael Long.
What was the date again, Paige, of the restraining order?
Oh wait, was it 6/7 or 7/7?
I think it's
July,
7/7.
right? It might have been 6/7, which was June. Never mind. Don't lie. Don't listen to me. Now I got to go back and look. I just saved it. Shit. See what happens when you're brain dead. Let me open it. All I saw was the 7th. So I'm like the 7th. Okay, no, it was 6/7. So yeah, no, that was a month ago.
The restraining order was filed on
temporary
June
restraining
7th.
order was on 6/7/21. Yeah, it was a month ago. So, and then let's see. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, that makes it less. Okay, yeah.
Less
I was like,
fishy.
wow, the same
Yeah, I got
day?
really fishy for a minute, but then I'm like, oh, you just asked me, and now I remember that it's July now. So that's my bad.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. I don't know who Michael Aaron Long is, but he's all over this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus. I was looking at criminal stuff, and that Michael Aaron Long person has got sexual assault on children. So this is weird.
Oh, you know what? I want to say that somebody accidentally, like a while back ago, that came out, and everybody was like, no, it's the wrong guy. Like,
yeah, I know who it was. It was Katie Joy.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I remember.
I think that's.
So we're like, no. So there's no criminal case records so far.
Oh, Allie Joe said no. It was it was Hurdle who did that.
It was Hurdle. No. But Katie Joy did it as well in ... group.
Okay. Not on a live stream though.
No, it wasn't on a live. It was in the ... group, and she posted a different Michael Long with a different birthday and everything like that.
Okay.
And we're like, no, that's not the same guy. The only thing KJ is good at is getting things wrong. That's true.
Well, you know,
Yeah, I
okay,
know
like
Hurdle did it, but Hurdle, that was recently. I was thinking about when KJ, I was thinking about like posting it and like going hard about it in the beginning because she said it happened a long time ago. I was thinking last year. If you were talking about like a long time ago in March, sure.
here's how I'm feeling about the whole thing though. Like
NorCal girl, if there's a warrant, I don't know where it is. And I don't know how she has proof.
yeah, and
Because
if
I don't
she's
believe you can
not
even
going
look
through,
up the warrant. I mean, I was at the court. In Collin County, you can look up warrants. There is no warrant for Michael Long. Let me put it
and
that way.
how many times has it been said that there's proof and never seen any
I mean, they
proof?
also said Kelly was going to get
Not just on
arrested.
this subject. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. It's this.
Good point, Savage Cabbage. How is there no warrant if a judge issued SL to be returned to someone? Very good point.
What did she say? How is there what?
How is there no warrant out for his arrest if the judge issued SL to be returned to someone?
Because it's considered a civil matter until they actually go to court or the judge orders that the person was, that it's actually a kidnapping, then yes. It happens in a lot of states. Chloe went through this in December.
Oh, okay.
Where she had a situation where she had to wait until they went to court. And it took like 3 weeks.
See, that's such bullshit. The system is so crazy.
In fact, there was a girl that used to come in. I'm not going to give her real name, but her name was Jessica Mueller. That's her sock. She had a situation where she had visitation. She was giving visitation to the grandparents, and this was out of Tarrant County. And she actually has the same attorney as not Michael, but as Kelly. But she did not take the child to. Can somebody delete or move Hitler's mustache? Because I'm sorry, I don't tolerate anything related to crazy.
Right.
You might have already done it, but I saw it, so just in case.
Yeah, they've they won't be able to comment in this live again tonight.
I corrected my mistake. Me and my brain still thought it was June.
An account under the name of
let me-
Alyssa said the TRO is mutual, and it was June 7th, not 7/7. I don't know if that's really her.
She may be behind, but I did correct it. But anyway,
Paige, wait, hold on. Let me correct what you said about my deal, my court stuff. So, you guys know I have custody of my granddaughter, and her dad did not return her after his time with her at Christmas time. And it literally took over a week just to get the attorneys to have like a conference with the judge. Nope, that's not right. It took longer than that.
It was longer than that. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, they requested one, and then so it was almost 3 weeks before the judge signed an order that the police were to interfere. So that didn't have to happen, because once he got wind of that, he brought her straight back because he knew, I wasn't playing around. But so And if he hadn't brought her back, then they still couldn't charge him with kidnapping, because number one, he's her father, and here anyway, he would have had to cross state lines. Now he definitely would have been he was in contempt for sure, but it's very it's not like, if they don't deem that the child is actually in danger,
Yes.
yep, then they're not going to do much about it until you actually get in front of a judge. Now, my
Right.
judge walked from the courthouse to my attorney's office with the signed order at closing time on a Friday to make sure or I had that order in my hands to go to get her. Thank God, because I don't know if I could have gone another day, because he wouldn't let me talk to her or anything for
I
that
know.
whole time. So I didn't know if she was okay or not. So, but yeah, it's not just like, hey, you didn't return the kid, now there's a warrant for your arrest. It didn't work that way. It would have been probably another 3 weeks at least before there would have been a warrant. And I'm not even sure, being a civil case, that there would have been a warrant at all. I just don't
Sometimes
know.
they'll do warrants for contempt. It just depends. Sometimes they won't. I mean, they can give you warrants for parking tickets. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think that
At some point, it would have gotten to the point where he would have, something would have happened. He would have got picked up and been put in jail, or I don't know. But thank God it didn't get that far. But yeah, it's just not an easy thing.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like what Savage says, something is fishy here. I believe no one except the court and law enforcement. If the judge issued SL to be given to someone, no warrant, no Amber Alert, no missing person, she's not in danger. Exactly. Until the judge deems that it's past a civil issue and that she is in danger. They're like in Texas, they don't even call it kidnapping, they call it interference with the custody of a child. Then that becomes a felony, and then they can go and try to get her. But they are not going to issue a missing persons or an Amber Alert unless they absolutely think she's in danger. And an Amber Alert, even in Texas, it says typically will not be issued for a parent abduction unless they believe the child is in physical harm.
Yep.
So,
and the police will not. I'm not saying they can't, because they could involve themselves. They just choose not to, because it's a civil matter. And really, in all honesty, if you think about being a police officer and going and taking a child out of a situation, or out from their parent, you know what I mean, without a judge's order, and without knowing, you're just hearing two people's side of the story, and you don't know what's true. I mean, I kind of get it. When you're in that situation, you don't get it. Like, you're like, do something now, but so until they have a court order, they usually, they would have they have gone up and knocked on his door before for me, but he literally just said, I'm not letting her go. And they said, okay, they can't do anything about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, exactly. Now they're making missing persons posters. They're saying to call our local police, except most recently they did say call Guadalupe or Seguin. I can't remember which, but that was really weird because
isn't Guadalupe and Seguin the same? I thought Seguin was Guadalupe County.
Seguin, but yeah, it is. But Seguin is a city police, and Guadalupe is the sheriff.
I got you.
So yes,
okay, I got you.
So either way, but at the same time, if they're not actively looking for her or him, it's like they can take it down. But what are they? All they would do is go and say you have to return her. And if he says no, they still have to wait for the order from the judge.
Yeah, exactly. That's it right there. They can't.
That he must do it anyway. Again, it's crazy.
Unless there's imminent danger, unless they have proof that there's imminent danger, that she is in imminent danger. That's a whole new ball game. But they have to have solid proof, like, like he beat her up, or you know what I mean? Like,
Joe, you better PM me to tell me who made it, because I have suspicions, but I don't know who made it. I don't know why it's
either. So I'm going to stay quiet. But look, like, I would totally break a gag order if I thought my kid was missing and
Mm-hmm.
go very public about it, because I really don't think it's going to be I don't think that her parental rights would be at stake over that. Come on now.
I don't think
Like,
so either.
Mm-mm. Nope.
If there was
That's
actually like, and here's the thing, we don't know if she even is like, this is not the first time this has happened. Also, guys, you don't remember that
right.
there was an incident before when he wouldn't return the kids in, I don't even remember. It was like right before she moved or right after she moved to Frisco.
Yep.
And
It was like Memorial Day weekend.
no, I'm not
remember
even
that.
talking about last year. I'm talking about before that. It was like in 2019, 2018, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I
And then
remember that.
like,
Mhm.
and like they didn't do it. It already happened once where he went missing with the kid supposedly, and she didn't know where he was and all this stuff. And then he said the same thing about her when they went into a hotel, remember? And again,
Mhm.
they still had to wait for the courts to say,
Yep.
hey, like,
Yep.
so why is this different?
It's not. In my opinion, from what I've seen, which is literally nothing, no proof whatsoever, it's not different. And I'm
Right.
not saying she doesn't have reason to be concerned. I'm not saying that at
No,
all.
exactly. We don't know. Like there could be
Right.
absolutely good reason, but
That's the
unfortunately,
point, though.
we don't know. Like, and to get riled up or not get riled up, um, you just don't know.
No, you
I mean, I
don't. And
hope it doesn't
that's
turn into that.
right.
Sorry.
Oh, damn. I did not know that.
What?
Who
Oh,
made
you
It
got
says
some.
call a local police
I
department.
thought it
But
was
what?
Tim who made the posters.
No, it was one of the girls in the community.
Yeah, I just found out who. That's crazy to me.
But the whole thing I feel about it is like this, like since we don't know, like this is a pretty serious thing, and I think that Courtney knew
Yeah.
how social media works and how people were gonna go ape shit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You
Here,
know?
I do have a question. I know Alyssa's watching, and I know she's in here. And I know that she probably doesn't want to be bombarded with questions. But I mean, have you spoke with him recently? Just out of curiosity, because it is important that all he say is that, hey guys, I'm here. People can talk to me. Like, I think that's if you've spoken to him, I think that would be something that would be make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see him, if he's not breaking the law, to just
No, I know, but to say at least that, like, because you never know what crazy people are gonna do. What if they're
Right.
sitting at home, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody comes over there with some crazy guns, like when if Anna wanted all that to do.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I understand, Alyssa. But when I talked to Alyssa like on I think Friday last week, she's like, well, as far as I know, no one's missing.
Right.
So, but I get it. She's not spoken with them. I think that everybody wants to hope that, I think it's not that they want you to get involved but because you have been involved, like you're the closest thing that can talk, like not thing, I don't want to say it that way. You're the person closest to them that could probably reach out and get a response. I think that's why, and everybody's
Right.
concerned.
You want to know what my biggest bitch about this whole thing is? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Michael is as crazy as some of these creators are trying to make him out to be. Okay? I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he's not. But let's just say that he is dangerous. Okay? And that she's at risk being with him.
Right.
And you have Callie with the T on a panel talking about saying those things. Now, you don't can you, like, people that are truly mentally deranged like that, hearing that kind of stuff, you don't know what they're going to do. Like, that could trigger him to actually do something bad. You know what I mean? And I'm just, it's all hypothetical. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying she's pissed because Will said that Sophie's not missing. She's pissed.
According to the courts, as far as I know, it's not at this time.
She's pissed because Will said Sophie's not missing. And she thinks it's okay to go and say she is missing based on nothing. Nothing. I mean, she says she has proof, but where is it? That upsets me because
I feel like
there's no regard. I just feel like some of these people just don't even care about this kid. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You went live because you're pissed because Will said something you didn't fucking like. That's why you went live. It's not about Sophie for her.
here's what's interesting to me. Like, I think it was 2 days, or maybe it was Wednesday. I cannot remember because we didn't hear about the missing thing, I think, until Thursday, Friday, right? So, and Wednesday, supposedly, since they've been missing. But it was sometime last week when the Sophie's Army popped back up.
Yep.
The group. So is he active in there? Has anybody looked? Like, this is questions like I'm not in there. So I don't know, but is he active? Is he talking? Like, these are questions that no one's even brought up or mentioned. That's why I'm like, that's surprising to me. Alyssa says that she has spoken with Guadalupe County. If they end up needing to reach me, I told them I'd cooperate fully with whatever the situation might be, and however I could help, I would do my best. So there you go.
Yep.
But now, does Guadalupe consider her missing, or are they just inquiring because he missed the court date? Or not the court date, the court-ordered transfer. So he actually he brought Sophie's Army back on July 7th and then hasn't been active. I mean, to be fair, when he used to have the old Sophie's Army, he sometimes wasn't active for weeks. He would let his mods do everything. KC was the one who was more active in there than he was.
I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm in that group.
It's not the new one. It's like the second one that he said disappeared, but it's still there.
Yeah, I'm not in any of those groups anymore. But I would think if he was, we would know. Like, if he was active in there, like talking and shit, we would know.
Right. Like, I don't know if that means they're missing. She's not at the ranch.
I'm trying to catch up with the chat now.
Me too. Well, I also spoke with Seguin to get that missing person stuff down. I don't know what that means, Alyssa.
Oh, like, to get the post down? Is that what she's talking about?
Oh, yes, because they kept putting, like, I told her, I was sending her the flyers. I'm like, if you're not with them, you need to freaking get this cleared up, because that's defamation, and that could put your life in danger. People are nuts. So so that's what she meant. Okay. Yeah.
100%, because, okay. like you brought up, like, grab your guns, Anna.
Right.
Look how scary that almost got. Like, I mean, it was scary. Look how that could have turned into something horrible.
Right.
People doxed Kelly's address when she still had the kids with her. I mean, and Sophie's with him. It's just like, this is not being thought through at all. Like, it just...
Yeah, it's not.
And I hate that I agree with Will, but I mean, the only part I do... Oh, yeah, this is the other thing I wanted to say. The only part I don't agree with Will is how he's barking at people and acting as if he's a creator that does his research, and he, is this responsible creator, and he's never done any dumb shit. Fool, You were part of this. You were part of why this thing got so out of hand. You were sitting right next to Annie when she doxed Jake and said he's a child predator with no alleged or nothing like that. And, you know, it, come on now.
I mean, there was alleged claims, but there was no proof.
Right.
And as
I
far
mean,
as I'm
one thing that
concerned,
Annie said didn't say it. She didn't say allegedly
oh yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anything like
She didn't
any
say. She
formality.
said, "I see what you're saying. You mean as far as her
Yeah.
verbiage? Okay.
Yes. She just
Yeah,
reported
no,
it
and
as if he was one.
yeah,
And
but
it was
that's
real
the
bad.
problem with this country is it's all about and the news, even the regular news does it. It's all about like who is, it's innocent. It's guilty until proven innocent, even though it's not supposed to be.
Basically. Right. And I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, okay, so guys, like if you go to Guadalupe County, they have a Crime Stoppers page. It says if they run, they'll only be tired in jail. That's pretty funny. But there's no information about Michael Long or Sophie on here. So I'm obviously it's not something that they're actively looking at. Like they're not doing an investigation. They may have like saying, okay, we'll keep an eye out. And if we get any calls, we'll let court know, but they're not claiming it's missing persons.
I mean, maybe if, okay, like the part that they said that there's red tape and there's laws put in place to where, you know, she's technically not, he can't be charged and she's technically not missing, so don't call the police, that whole thing.
Until the court says it's a criminal matter. Yeah.
Right. And I wish that Guadalupe or Collin County or who, you know, whatever law enforcement is in charge of this would maybe take a little time and write out something a little more specific, like regarding those type of things. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Like it's a Texas state law. It's got nothing to do with the counties.
Well, I mean, the reason why they're not acting on it, I guess, be more specific about that.
But you know what? Cops look, they feel like, I mean, on an everyday situation, this shit don't happen.
Right.
You know,
but
like
I mean, considering the past and what they had to deal with, that maybe
maybe.
okay,
I mean,
let's try to calm the masses kind of like thing, you know what I mean?
yeah. I'm even going to Collin County missing and unidentified persons online bulletin. Let's do it. Let's see.
So while you're doing that, let me make my.
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry. I just want to make something clear. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my statement was that I feel like those people don't care. When I said what I said a little while ago, I'm not going to repeat it. I don't want to offend anyone in the chat, but that's how I feel. That's just my feelings. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to them. Just saying.
Well,
I was
there's
addressing a comment in the chat.
Online bulletin for Collin County. Actually, it goes through the Texas Department of Public Safety. So that's like for the entire state. And I put the last name Long, and there's literally one result, and it's a woman named Carolyn Jean Long who went missing in 91. That's it.
No.
So, yeah. They got nothing. It's crazy. I think it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, Hearts, dude. Exactly. Will claims that him and AE basically reported the facts. They are not facts because someone tells them to you. They become facts once somebody is tried and convicted. If I'm sure
Exactly,
they're doing an investigation, probably aren't going to tell us, but it looks like it's not criminal matter at this time. If they're doing an investigation and it's a missing persons case, they're going to tell everybody because they got to keep a lookout. But what other
Right.
investigation would they be doing? There's nothing for the police to investigate if it's not a missing persons case. They're just kind of like hanging out.
I agree with Angie's statement about, to me, it appeared the cops always had Michael's number, so I'm confident they know where Sophie is and she's safe because they were on to him. I feel like they were like,
Well, which ones?
well, yeah, that's true. I mean,
Some of
well,
them
the
were,
encounters
some
that
of
we
them
got to
weren't.
see,
You know, like who was it? Who are we talking about? Which
the
cops?
the county and like the cities that the encounters we got to see, which I guess would be, wait a minute.
Never Colin. I mean, never Guadalupe and never Seguin.
I guess that
All
was
we
Lacey
saw of
Lakeview, wasn't it?
Seguin is when they went to do a welfare check once or twice, but that was it.
What about the recording that Dad Bod had?
I think that was the in-between county of the drop-off place.
Lacey Lakeview?
Yeah, Lacey Lakeview.
Okay. Wait, no, they were trying to warn Lacey Lakeview. That was either Seguin or Collin County. Because that's the phone call was to that, the
And then
middle
it might have been
drop-off.
Seguin. It definitely wasn't Collin County.
Okay. I
The
mean, it
current
seems
cities dealing with him, I never heard any police officer say it was parental alienation, Ang. Do you have inside information? Because
well, he
no,
was saying that.
who was?
The one on the Dad Bod recording, like
Mhm.
that cop was pretty much saying that. He didn't say those words exactly, but he was basically explaining it like in that way
But it
of
was a
like,
voice recording, right?
yeah. And
We don't know.
no one ever accessed that, did no one did, huh? To check out to
No,
make sure that was all
we
like,
don't even know if it's real.
god
Because when
damn.
I contacted the Collin County Police Department, they would not give anyone access to those records without the state attorney letting you have access because it involves a minor.
Okay. Yeah, because those dash cam audios are like usually like publicly accessible, right?
But because it involves a minor, that's my point. Like, we don't know, like, who called
Right.
it. We really don't know if any of them think it's parental alienation. That's speculation. And just because if one cop does doesn't mean the whole department does.
True. True, but I don't know. I'm going on this. I'm going on like my common sense and that like, and not all law enforcement, not all the cops on the force in each county or city have common sense.
No, I mean, no, exactly. And yeah, I mean, we watched the cops go to her house, but that wasn't about parental alienation. They were trying to see if the
Right.
kids were safe. So like, I can't say that they believe it was parental alienation or not just because they went there, saw the kid was safe and left. They listened to what she said, they agreed with her, but they're not going to sit there and go, no, that's stupid. No cop is going to tell her that what she believes and what she's feeling is inaccurate for nothing. Yes, the amicus did, Georgia, but not the police, is what I'm saying. Yeah, the amicus did. The psychologist and the amicus agreed that it was parental alienation, I believe in August. But it's never like the police never determined it was or anything like that.
Well, yeah, I
Landlord
think, well, okay, then if we're going to say that,
says he got the audio through Discovery. Who? They never even had an evidentiary hearing. How would they get the audio through Discovery? The police, like, not only that, but like, how would Dad Bod get the audio through Discovery? That's what I don't get. See, I must have missed that. But what I do know is that how would Dad Bod get through discovery, and why would Michael get it? Michael shouldn't be holding on to evidence. He wasn't pro se at that time. So if it was discovery, the attorneys would have had to have it. And why would the attorneys give it to Dad Bod? It feels weard.
Why would the attorneys get on panel too? So the whole thing's like a fucking shit show.
Yeah, but that's a little different. They're at least there to control the narrative. Why would they just give it to Dad? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. Well, I think they were also paid to be there also, and
Of course they
most of
were.
it was
Absolutely.
the purpose of e-begging, so they could keep the the funds rolling in.
Oh, Lamentable Behavior said the recording was on the Lawyer Live when they were with Annie Elise, because I never actually watched that one. Do you remember that?
Annie Elise's Lawyer Live? Oh, yeah.
Well, they're saying that's when the recording was, on that live.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking about, yeah.
Oh, well, you said Dad Bod played it, so that's why I was confused. Why
he played it. I'm sorry. I should have specified. It was on Annie's channel, and he played it.
But why would he play it?
I don't...
See, that doesn't make sense.
Wait. He played it, and he also had a recorded call of him reaching out.
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
But
still, why would they play it? Why would the attorneys give it to them? I don't know. I feel that's very strange.
Annie took it down, but I think it's still on his channel. Let me go look and see. Hold on a second.
So, but why would they play something where the cops are saying it is a parental alienation? That seems like counterproductive for them, right?
Yeah, well, see, they were trying to present it like, okay, the cops are against him already, and that's unfair. That's what they were trying to do. Hold on one second.
Oh, they were trying to say the cops were corrupt. Well, I mean, cops all the time have opinions. They just have to prove that opinion did not affect their investigation. That's it. The criminal investigation that never actually was there was an investigation, but there was no ever charges is what I'm saying. The criminal charges that they kept saying were coming. I think it's all everyone else's fault. And we've gone down this total rabbit hole of crazy, and I can't remember everything that's ever been said and ever done. Well, here's the problem, guys. I don't watch any of that crap. Not saying it's crap. I just don't. I can't do it. By the end of September, I was already tired of the Michael Long case. Completely over it. Because of all the fiasco crap that was going on. I did not watch The Lawyer Live. I cannot remember why I didn't watch it. I think I didn't know about it. Actually, I take that back. Somebody was playing it. I was on the phone with them, and I got to hear parts of it. But there was a reason why I didn't turn it on, and I can't remember. I think I was going to watch it later, and then I didn't.
Okay, I don't know if Dad Bod actually presented it, because it's Annie sharing the screen, so yeah, I might have been wrong about that. He might not have presented it. But he did present that one call that he recorded of him asking for something because he was trying to prove CK wrong.
I was confusing it with. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't watch that one. There was a reason. I think I was just over it.
Yeah, probably because it was annoying as fuck.
I was just, oh, I've been, like I said, I just said, I've been over this case since September.
Yeah.
Like the end of September, beginning of October. I've seriously, there was so many giant red flags everywhere. And I'm like, this is like it's kind of like the Casey Anthony case in the way that like everybody's got a freaking opinion. Everybody's always waiting for the next shoe to drop. And, I watched like how evil and angry people got. And that just like, that's when I just check out. I'm just like, ugh. Like, I just wait to see the actual evidence. And to me, attorneys going on a freaking live to show evidence that's not a trial is so fucking horrible. Like, why they would, obviously that evidence was not admissible, or they would have never been able to put it on
Thank
that
you. And they kept talking about evidence, like, regarding not, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not submitting evidence. They kept talking about that there was this evidence that they couldn't submit. And they'd only, like, and I made a joke about it in one of my parody videos that I did on them, like, this super secret evidence that they've only shown to 36 YouTubers, but not law enforcement or the judge or their attorneys, or, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. You haven't submitted that to court yet? And it's this groundbreaking evidence that doesn't even make sense.
No, I mean, the attorneys would never, if the court got wind that they presented evidence that was supposed to be in trial prior to trial to the public, the evidence would be thrown out. So it was already deemed inadmissible, or they would have never showed it. That's how courts work. That's why cases get thrown out all the time from misconduct and information that's inaccurate, because when things get out when it shouldn't, it creates doubt in the minds of the public and they can't have a fair trial. No, absolutely not. Well, yeah, it's probably because Michael paid them to do it. But the point is that it was not admissible.
Yeah, it was just to add to the conspiracy theory that all the cops were against him and that he,
For a
from
minute
the
there,
get-go.
I thought you were saying ding dong page. I was like, thanks. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, everything's crazy. Maybe just people just need to be mindful and careful what they do, because, I mean, like I said, like, I'm not saying that that she's, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say she's, like, that he might not do something like this. I'm just trying to say, like, just be mindful.
No, I get what you're saying, Lamentable, and I agree with you too, Cappy. But in Texas, they do trial jury trials for custody cases. That was one of the things I was surprised about last year.
Yeah, that's weird. To me, it is, at least.
I mean, there are civil cases that go to trial that do have have jury trials. But my understanding is that that's what they were asking for. So if that's what they were asking for, and I think that was part of the reason it kept getting pushed back, because they couldn't do a jury because of COVID. But either way, regardless if it hurts the jury or not, a court will still never. You cannot submit evidence to the public. You
Right.
just can't.
Yeah, Savage was 100% right. Like, that was done for more donations and public outcry. 100%.
What part? Oh, for when the attorneys came on?
The attorneys getting on the panel, yeah. Because it kept coming back to that. It kept coming back to the GoFundMe and how, hey, let me just speak on this. you know, a lot of people say that Michael is scamming, and it just, you have no idea. Nobody gets rich in these cases. Well, you do. Yeah, the lawyers are the only ones that get rich off of it.
Here's what
Off
I
of
want to know.
cases.
I want to
What?
know exactly. Somebody brought it up a minute ago, and I can't remember who. So sorry, guy, whoever said it. Where is the super secret evidence that Chrissy supposedly saw, that everybody saw, that proves?
Right. Yeah, I would love to know. I would love to know what it was too. Because Chrissy said she saw it, and it was pretty eye-opening, but she still didn't change her mind about what happened.
Yeah.
And I forget what happened. Something happened, and oh God, I don't even remember like what was said. But I was like, is that the super secret evidence, when I was talking to somebody that was, you know,
I remember you asking
a
that
big
somewhere.
fan of Michael. Yeah, it was on Queen's panel, and it was Shelbel. And she said something, and I'm like, wait a minute. Why would you say that? It kind of sounded weird. And I said, you know, is that the super secret evidence? She's like, no. And I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, what is that? And she's like, I can't tell you. And I'm like, sorry, I just had to ask the hard questions, you know. But yeah, who knows? I don't even know. But yeah, that super secret evidence, oh God, that was so annoying. That was so cringe. Like, people buying into that shit, just like people believing that Jake was, you know, indefinitely court ordered away from the children in October.
Do you know
Then
what my favorite crazy idea of this whole case was?
What?
When they thought they were licking crack rocks at the fucking farm.
Oh my God!
I almost want to go fill out my own poll for the awards in the most ridiculous moment. I think that's it right there. Because me,
Seriously.
Lola, and Heather got in a major argument with somebody on the Dignity group because they swore that it was crack rocks. And I'm like, they're salt licks.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's crack. I go, oh yeah. Some guys just come to like this farm in the middle of Oklahoma and just throw big giant crack rocks on the ground to get dirty for the cows to lick. Like it was just so ridiculous.
Yeah. And like,
I didn't
even
inform
the kids,
anyone, Tina Curry.
like, and the kids describing the way it tasted and stuff, like it's just like people are so.
And he's like, and he was acting so weird, and I was looking at that kid going, he's acting like every little boy that's hyper. Like
absolutely. What? The three of them were hyping each other up just like siblings do. And there was nothing abnormal about their behavior. None. How big do people think?
I don't know. We were laughing so hard. I think I might have peed myself that day. We were laughing so hard because we were like, I'm like, yes, that's exactly what happened. A guy in a pickup truck came with giant rocks of crack, dropped them all over the farm in different areas, hung them from everything so that people could lick it, and just dropped it. And he goes, you don't know what cocaine or crack looks like, do you? And I'm like, I know that it doesn't come in fucking giant block forms for everybody to fucking just, if they're not going to throw their precious merch on the fucking ground. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's just fucking stupid.
Oh my God. But there were people believing it, and they were arguing with us in the Dignity group, arguing with us. It was so fucking funny.
Like, and big old giant, like big old giant rocks like that. Like that's a good amount of money there. Like, they're going to waste all that money on trying to.
Have you heard of the cartel? I go, yes.
Oh my God, dude! Like,
the cartel would drop crack rocks in the middle of a farm in Oklahoma. They're like, it would be genius. No one would think. I'm like, but the rock. I go, it rains. Like, they're gonna just leave crack outside for people to touch and drink.
Yeah.
Like, because it literally said that they, like, when it was in the description, like that, that this guy came and he brought these rocks and he dropped them outside and we got to lick it and it was a salt lick. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it was just insane.
Insane. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the cartel? Come on. Yeah, because the
See, you
cartel's
guys,
goal is
I
to get
missed
little
the
children
attorney,
high.
but I didn't miss the crack rocks.
Yeah, that was a good one. I will admit that was a good one for
That was
sure.
best. I forgot all about that until just this moment when we were talking about all the ridiculousness of, like, I think that was like towards me when I was like, I cannot deal with this stupidity anymore.
And I feel like there was a lot of people that outed themselves as liars. Ones that especially okay, obvious, that's obvious, right? But what I'm
Right.
talking about is people that said, like, the argument that you had with Kay about evidentiary hearing and this is not trial and all that stuff. People that said that they are in that line of work, like backing that up, or in that line of work saying that yes, a judge would totally order the kids away from Jake indefinitely that early in the case. That makes total sense. No, what?
But because people get so wrapped up with their emotions, like, yes, could there be a very slight action that would happen if they went to that motion and all of a sudden there was massive evidence that was like, yeah, they may make an emergency injunction to make a decision at that time, but then why would they have a freaking mediation about it? That again doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and there was already a temporary injunction put in place. You know what I mean?
But I was saying, if they found, like, if all of a sudden there was proven that there was, like, definitely some kind of thing happening, that she was going to be harmed, and they made they put in an emergency injunction to make that order, that would we would have been known that could happen, but they wouldn't have had the mediation then. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there would have been no need for the mediation.
I get what you're saying.
Because all he really wanted was the kids not to be around Jake. It's about controlling Kelly's life. It's, at the end of the day, I think, not saying that Kelly's perfect. I know nothing about Kelly. I only know what we've been told from, like, the attorneys, everything. I know that if they're erring on the side of caution and they went through mediation in October and still didn't give, even though the investigation was done, still didn't try to give custody back to Kelly, there's obviously stuff we don't know. So, I'm not saying that she's doing crazy things like that, but there's obviously things that they're concerned about on both ends. So at the time, they just allowed that to stay. Then, what I don't get is why there wasn't an emergency motion to obtain custody of Sophie after he gave the boys up because he felt like they were sexually abusing his other child. It was just
what, though? Like, in my experience, like, okay, if she's not in immediate danger where she's at, right?
Right.
And she hasn't participated in any of the family therapy sessions with her mom yet. And the thought of going to her mom's house still makes her throw a fit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like,
you would think they wouldn't, but at the same time, Kelly has been so adamant about trying to get her back. You'd think that you just, like, especially after those allegations about the boys.
Well, yeah. Well, see, because in my case, like, the allegations were not SA.
Right.
And with my son, with the parental alienation and stuff, and he refused to see me for a little bit. Like, I shared this on panels before, and, like, and the way the case was going was very similar to mine. And then one day we went to court and they sent him home, and it was like, whoa,
right.
Like, wow. And, it was actually 2 days after court. Like, my daughter came home that very day of court, and then he went home 2 days because they were giving him a little time to let him know. And, like, you know what I mean? And my husband had unsupervised visits, and, like, it was like that fast. And it kind of it just depends, I guess, on the circumstances. And what's going on and, you know, what the social workers say. Well, I mean, and their case is, I guess, a little different because it's custodial rights too, but
Mhm.
it was, I don't know, man. It was wild. It was fucking crazy. It just happened one day, and he transitioned really, really well. But basically, like, you could report some really bad shit in the caretaker's home, and it doesn't, like, it has to be fucking pretty bad for fucking
I
anything to
believe it.
happen. Believe me, yeah, it does. So, I mean, they're
Yeah.
not gonna like remove her on. Ooh, like it'll take a while to get her out of there based on emotional abuse. Let's just say
Right.
that. Like if she was getting beat up or if you know there was physical evidence of harm or abuse,
But
then
I
yeah.
believe that there's been speculation that he's doing the same thing he's been saying that is happening at Kelly's house.
Yeah, I've heard that
And
too. I
reports
mean,
to the not only the amicus but also the also CPS that there is speculation. So who freaking knows? Again,
God, that's so scary sounding.
don't know.
No.
What?
Oh my God. Read George's comment.
Hold on. Oh shit, that's crazy.
That makes me want to cry, dude. Seriously.
Yeah,
Like
but
that
he said
whole
that.
fucking live
Do we know
page.
if
Like,
it's true though? That's the
yeah, we
other thing.
don't know if it's true because, you
It's
know, he's
Michael,
obviously a known liar, but I
and
mean,
he does go hard at trying to make the other person look bad.
but see, the other person's the same way. It's like they were a match made in liar heaven or something.
Well, we also don't know what people looked like, what Michael looked like with with Kelly. We don't know what kind of
Mm,
couple they were, or couple. We don't.
I mean, from what was there for us to see,
Which was not
like the
much.
blog, like the blog, and like, yeah, not much, but he kind of,
He was
I feel like he
crazy.
was like that. He was crazy, but I feel like her coming into the picture, Courtney, like just whoo, put fuel to that fire. And it was
Maybe.
just like a really bad matchup, maybe.
I don't know. I would be interested in seeing, everything from both sides.
Yeah, Allie Joe, we do know what happened on that live though. Like the things that were said on that live, that was freaking horrible.
But
That was
things.
the Annie's live where he said that about his little
Oh
boys and
yes, I
stuff.
did see that live. That live was great.
That was horrible, dude. And Annie, you know what? Like, I don't know. Like, Annie kind of put it out there like she was kind of shocked, but she kind of prompted him. She said, "Do you want to talk about what the counselor said?" And I'm like, "Well, how's that shocking to you? Like, did he not say that prior? I mean, maybe he said something totally different to her. I'm gonna try to give her the benefit of the doubt, but like, wow, dude,
Yeah, who knows? It's pretty
that
crazy.
was heartbreaking as fuck."
It really
Exactly,
was.
Georgia. Courtney and her are soul sisters.
Who's source sisters?
Annie is a Courtney. That's why Courtney and she are soul sisters. Anne said that.
Oh my god.
That's funny. All right, I'm gonna jump off here, girl. I think I said all I needed to say. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
basically though, Will needs to chill because him and Annie did the same shit, is if not worse. Like, but I do agree with like, hey, we don't know. Let's just chill. That's definitely where I'm standing with this. But
Right. I feel like
Pain
I
needs
just
to
don't
fill.
believe either side. Like, here's what I do believe. I do believe some of what Casey says about what Michael's done, only because
Right.
Kelly had said the same thing. And either
Right.
she's lying and matching it because she wants to lie, or it's true, right? Like, that's it.
Right.
But he's also trying to, like, just wait after this whole Sophie thing. Well, maybe not, because maybe he just likes Sophie more than all his other kids. I was going to say,
Yeah.
maybe in like a couple years, he'll be accusing her of saying Phoenix. Who knows?
That's the whole thing with parental alienation, though. It's like all the cases I've ever heard of, it seems to be mostly centered on one kid. And it kind of trickles down, to the other siblings too, but it's hard. It's really a rough situation. It's sad. But anyway,
It is rough.
it is really rough, and I do pray that everything's going to be okay, and that
At the end of the day, that's all I want to know is that she's going to be okay. But for me to go, oh my God, she's missing, and this level of like outrage, I just can't do it without. We don't know enough information.
yeah,
We just don't.
and it's some serious shit. Yeah, and yeah, Savage Cabbage, I agree. Like her part, like everybody seems to be forgetting what a huge part she had in all this. Like I think Chloe said, she was the one who was mostly active in Sophie's army anyway. She was
Yeah,
really,
she
really
really was.
with stirring the shit and getting shit
He
fucking
was
going
the face,
crazy.
and she was like the typer. Like, like he would always go on the lives, but she would always be the person in the background. Like, I
Typer.
saw how that switched, because like I said,
Yeah.
remember we talked about that one day when they were on live talking to Annie, and all of a sudden she got, like, Courtney was like, oh yeah, and I did this, and and this was this really funny story, and he looks at her with this look like, I can't believe, bitch, you just interrupted me. And he's like, you interrupted me. Like, it was like she stabbed him in the back or something. I was like,
Yes.
that's a crazy look. And
Yes.
she got, her face dropped, like changed instantly. I'm like, oh, that's some fucking that's some psyop shit right there. Like,
And she assumed her position of staring at him with her fucking head turned all the way around when she's sitting like literally 5 inches away from him.
I know.
Like, she assumed the regular position of Courtney staring at Michael. Oh
It's like
my
it was
God,
almost
I
like some
can't
kind of
touch
weird
you.
hypnotism. You interrupted
Yes.
me.
Well, no, and you know what? Like, I noticed that too, and I was like, that live stream and that interview was before that phone call came
Yep.
out of him yelling at Kelly. But right there in that part, I could see, like, okay, there's a whole different Michael in there. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
obvious. It was obvious to me that there was a whole different Michael, like, that whole time. But it just, like, little things kept confirming that.
Like,
And then that phone call came, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
What?
It validated it. It was like,
Very much so.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. And like, oh God, it's just anyways, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Who knows? I guess nobody really knows. People just need to be careful. So anyways. Thanks for
Part of
having
me
me up,
felt
Paige.
like it was a stunt. Like, it was a whole stunt in order to, like,
You
get
never
people
know.
interested in the case again. But I don't remember when the court hearing, the actual trial, was rescheduled for. I thought it was
Anything
June.
can happen. We've seen people fake their deaths on here. So
That's true.
you never fucking know. Shit. I've seen
But I
3
just
people
don't.
fake
Do you
their deaths
remember
on
when the
here.
original trial was rescheduled? Because I don't remember. It was supposed to be June or July. I don't remember.
It was June, I think.
So it's already passed. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
So it got postponed
Yeah.
again. Okay, well. Now when is it? December? It's just like, it's the longest case in history, I'll say that.
Spitfire Nana says July.
Oh, was it July? Okay, so if it's this month, wouldn't it have been like right around now? God, I can't remember. So Allie says June, Nana says July. It was a J month, that we know. And it was in the middle of the summer.
Pretty much. Sounds right. I remember in the December video, they said
There,
it was June,
it was
and
in
maybe they
June.
moved it to July or something.
I thought they said it was June something, but it could have been July. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember the number date, like the actual day, just the month. Yeah, and Allie says, but not January.
But well, that's not summer.
Right. Good point, Paige. All right.
I know.
Thanks for having me up, Paige. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Allie, do you want to come up here and yell and scream and talk? I feel like you always have a lot to tell me, but then you never want to come on panel. Allie Joe left a word out or what? What? Man, I don't remember. June, July. I just know it was a J month in the middle of the year. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't remember. Allie is grounded, not allowed to go on panel. Well, that's crazy. I didn't ground you, and guess what? You're gonna go to bed. Oh my goodness! I actually was thinking about getting off too because I'm tired. And I've done 2 hours, and I only wanted to do an hour. See what happens. But that hour goes by so quick. It's amazing how quickly an hour goes on YouTube. Well, maybe we'll pick this up tomorrow. I thought that Heather was going to go live. Maybe we'll do it on Crime Stalker. I was just like, I didn't want to like garner a lot of attention. But I thought Heather was going to go live tomorrow, but she moved it again because that's what she does. She moves lives. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what exactly makes people grounded or not, but Heather's got this kind of thing in her head where she knows what it is. And it's only her that knows. All right, guys. Well, think of questions. Think of, I don't know, possibilities. Maybe we'll hear something else tomorrow. Hopefully it's not the same thing we've heard the last freaking week. Whatever we hear, I hope there's proof. And we will figure it out. I mean, there is a Discord that Georgia has where she yells all this stuff out like at random, like she has Tourette's. So if Georgia wants, somebody can share the Discord link in this chat, and you guys can go in there. But I definitely need to go to bed. It's 11, and I have to go to work tomorrow. I've got lots to do, things to figure out. Yep, see, Georgia's tired too. Heathen should be grounded. I agree. See, Georgia, all Georgia requires, if you come into her Discord, is 2 things. I don't know if you can post the link. It depends how I have it set up. But if Allie can definitely do it, because well, if she's not a mod, then Heather can do it. Somebody who has a wrench can do it. But here's the 2 rules. 1, you have to put a video, or I'm sorry, not a video. It doesn't have to be video, but it definitely has to be a voice recording of you saying Michael Long's a scammer. And you must come in as a known YouTube name that we've seen and know how to reference you. Like, there's a couple of you here tonight that I don't even know at all. First time I've ever seen your names. But if you go in there, you have to go into names that we all know. And trust me, it doesn't matter what side anyone's on. When somebody new comes in there, these ladies are ruthless. They want to know who you are and to make sure you're in there as you. Oh, okay, there. Heather put the Discord. Heather did it. It's right there. So did Jill. Jill MF Jax did it. I don't remember who's a mod where. Like, sometimes people are mods here. Sometimes they're mods over Crime Stalker. I don't know. That's right, Allie. It's like every room is different. It's very strange. Heather's got a whole meme room in there. It's good to go. All right, guys. Well, good night. See you guys later. Hope you all have safe and nice evenings. And if you're just waking up or going to stay up all night, I don't know what to tell you about that because I'm so tired. That's true, Cappy. It does unify everybody trying to figure out the troll. It's okay, Nana. Oh yeah, they added a meme room for Heather. Yeah, you can pretty much do whatever you want in her Discord as long as you do those two things. And you own up to anything that you do wrong. So, like, hazing does happen. My Discord, you have to be a member of my channel, but we have a lot of fun in my Discord. So, yeah. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. We will chat later. Thank you for coming on by and hanging out with me. Bye-bye.